Christina Freeland, what an embarrassment to Canada. Justin Trudeau, what an embarrassment to Canada. Least we forget, was it last year or the year before, Remembrance Day, Justin Trudeau didn't even show up. He was scheduled for RuPaul's drag queen race, okay, and that's where he went. He was on the RuPaul's drag queen race. I don't know what he was doing there, whatever, okay. He missed Remembrance Day. It's an election year. He had to show up for Remembrance Day this year. The guy's a POS. He needs to go. Christine Freeland, man, she's ready to have that fatal nervous breakdown. And you can see it. Donald Trump wants nothing to do with this clown, okay? He don't like him. He hates him. He did an interview. He's calling him a fascist and everything else underneath the sun, which Justin Trudeau is, even stating that, hey, Fidel Castro may be his father. And this is a guy we have running the country into the next Trump administration. It's not going to work out. Hello, Amnesty. It's not going to work out for the Liberals and Justin Trudeau. And I seen Eric, my MP, or Liberal MP for this riding here in the Windsor East, stating how over 40,000 people or 400,000 people have seen a dentist already in Canada for free because of their doings. It had nothing to do with your doings. That was part of your little coalition with Jagmeet Singh. Okay, and 400,000 people, I'm not buying it. Okay, I get free dental from where I work, and it's really not free. I pay for it through my insurance company because I hold a job, and sometimes, you know, I go over the limit, and it costs me out of my own pocket. So nothing's for free. The taxpayers are paying for this dental bullshit, and the healthcare system's it's failed, and they think this dental thing, you know, is going to fix everything. It's a joke when people don't have enough money to eat. But we're going to clean your teeth. Don't worry. That's all you're getting is a basic tooth cleaning. You're not getting any fillings and false teeth and all that crap, which they promised. Okay, that costs money, lots of money. Sing Hortons. So anybody that thinks that Justin Trudeau and Christine Freeland, and they're going to be the negotiators on the new trade deal that's going to happen. No. Doug Ford came out today, and he said it the way it is. You know, I can't agree more with Doug Ford. I didn't like Doug Ford in the beginning. I like him now. I do. He's on board, lock and step with what's happening in the U.S. on the trade deal with Mexico, right? It's not fair. Mexico's importing all their parts from China, assembling them in Mexico, putting a made in Mexico stamp on it, and sending it north to the United States and Canada. And it's wrong. Right on, Ron. Ron's in the house. Amnesty's in the house. A couple people in the house. This is a short video I got to punch in here in about 12 minutes on my work, because I work for a living. Wish I didn't have to, but I have to. Suzanne, the Canadians in the house. So when you see Christine Freeland having that fatal nervous breakdown and she can't speak to the media, I think it's pretty funny. Really, I do. And the rest of these cronies, the liberal cronies, they're done. I'm not saying Pierre Poilievre's going to be the Messiah that's going to change Canada and bring us to the new era, but he will be the guy who can probably negotiate a better trade deal than by far than what the Liberals can, that's for sure. You know, a lot of people in mainstream media is trying to put a lot of people in fear with this trade thing. Oh, 10% tariff, this and that. Well, if he acts as a tax, he gets rid of the carbon tax, that's a savings of 23% right off the hop. So what if there's a 10% tariff? You saved 13% already. So Pierre's not stupid. His administration's better dealing with when you got the right people in place, not these people that you appoint that have nothing to do. You get the Mark Miller Okay, he's a nobody. He stood up in his wedding, in Justin Trudeau's wedding. You got LeBlanc, who was Trudeau's babysitter. These guys are not qualified. They're not qualified to run a hot dog stand, but yet they're running the country. Bill Blair, oh my God, I could go on about that guy. All of them, they're all creeps, and times are coming. I wish we had another freedom protest, this time flush the turd, right? And it wouldn't take long. As you see in BC, the NDP last week saying, we stand with the people, the working people, this and that, boom, 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 boom. And we have their backs. And if the government gets involved, we're going to call for an election. Well, we see today they're being forced back to work in BC and in Montreal at the ports. Yeah, fuck her up, 6,000 convoy. Yeah, don't take it to Ottawa. Fuck, take it to where you had it before. The Ambassador Bridge, for all I care. Shut it down. They'll call for an election. You think Trump's going to stand by and let Trudeau beat up people again? No, he's in power this time. He's not going to call for it. So, they're on full tilt. Tilt them over. And it's time for them to go, right? Anybody that thinks any different, I don't know. When you got 75% of the country or 80% of the country wanting an election, and you got a government that's not, and they're being backed by the NDP, let them ride. Less than a year, we got another election, the general election in Canada. Let them ride, and then let them fold. Now, I don't want to see these guys getting their damn pensions. They don't deserve it. And we're going to be on the hook for these guys' pensions for the rest of their lives. And that's wrong. So they're putting it off because they're worried about their bottom line, not in the interest of the Canadian people. You got the Chinese election interference. We don't know who we're voting for because they're not telling us who's involved in the election interference. So I come to the conclusion that they're all involved in it. You don't want to tell us? So don't vote these creeps back in, right? It's funny how they want to make the elections 1 week longer. Why don't you make it 2 weeks shorter? Why don't you back it up the other way? We know why. It's your pensions. They want to steal some more from the Canadian people as much as they can on the way out the door. Like, they've created a situation here in Canada that I don't think this government we have in power now could even deal with it. You got Trump wanting to get rid of 13 million illegals. Where do you think those people are going to go? They're coming to Canada, and I'll tell you why. I didn't know this about our immigration until I started digging into it a little bit. If you cross the border illegally and you're caught, they'll deport you. They can. Okay? But if you cross the border illegally and you're not caught for 14 days, then you're eligible for asylum and government money and all kinds of crazy stuff on the backs of us, the taxpayers. That's how it works in Canada. I didn't know that till the other day. Jake the Gamer's in the house. Yeah, well, Pierre shouldn't take the gag order, and he shouldn't be silenced by the secrecy bill of what they have there, right? You'll take the what is it? What am I trying to say here? The security clearance that he needs. He'll take it once he's prime minister. You'll have no choice. If they want him so bad to take the security clearance, call for a fucking election. That's simple. But no, they won't. And the reason why is because they got a lot of things to hide. But it's all coming out. It's all coming out. Like Trump said in one interview, he'd like to see if Justin Trudeau came to America, he'd put him under arrest. I'd like to see that. You see a lot of these leftists now defecting from America and going to places who knows where, because the hammer's coming down on these people. You know, Petalwood, you got Tom Hanks out there. Okay, and I do believe Tom Hanks will be found on a deserted island with his junk in Wilson's mouth. Okay, there's a lot of these guys out there. The hammer's coming down. Like Kevin Spacey. He's part of the Democratic Party. Kevin Spacey, we know who he is. He's the actor there, the Like Little Boys. Never seen a day in jail over it either. Disgusting. Wilson's volleyball, yeah, you'll have a hole cut out of Wilson's mouth. We'll know what Tom Hanks will be doing on that deserted island. I'm sure on that deserted island he won't be alone. On the other side of the island will be Justin Trudeau and friends. Right, so there are a lot of people that are beaten out of town, right? There's going to be a shortage of actors in Petalwood. And it's funny the way that they came out. The Diddy list is coming out. It's all coming out. And the funniest thing is this. Mr. Trump gets to use his presidential authority now. That lawsuit with that woman that sued him for $350, she's getting the presidential FU. She ain't getting 10 cents. $350 million she sued him for. They're not getting nothing from the guy. And I'm glad the way that it happened anyways. You know, people are saying, oh, yeah, the left, they're still on it. Now we're hearing, Elon Musk might have fixed the elections using Starlink. No, they're playing, they cheated. They cheated. No, you just had the wrong person. Had nothing to do with a black woman or a woman, period. You just had the wrong person in there. I think Tulsi Gabbard would have given them a better run by far. There's strong women out there that could someday be the president of the United States. Just you put the wrong ones in place. Hillary Clinton, now this one. Right? In your ideology, you made a new Facebook account for your Scentsy business. Good luck with that. My wife likes that Scentsy. I don't like it. I think it's burning chemicals in my house. My Scentsy's from the Green Machine. So don't buy what they're selling. On the left, I will never, ever, ever. Now we got this COP bullshit, the environment big conference. They're looking for $1.2 trillion a year, and all these countries got to put in, and Canada's a big contributor to this. But China's not involved in it, neither is India. And America won't be very soon. They think they could buy their way out of this by saying, oh, it's climate change. Everything's climate change. Well, 420 million years ago, Niagara Falls, where I live, not far from there, southwestern Ontario, we were on the equator. And geology shows that. The rock formations. We were on the equator. So, shit shifts. Did they have a climate tax back then? 420 million years ago? Nope. Shit's always moving, and that's the way it is. They want you to believe this because it's a big money grab, and they're filling their boots. They're filling their boots by taxing the people, taxing them to almost death. And when you got over 2 million people in the food banks per month now in Canada, that's what they're accounting for, 2 million. Sickening, man. Sickening what this country's become. Really. Now, I don't agree with Kevin O'Leary often, but what he had to say the other night, I really have to agree with him because, you know what? It's a disgrace. The people that are running this country, they're running it into the ground. There's nothing we could do about it. Well, there is something you could do about it. You could stand up. You could protest where it really hurts. Call for an election. Force them for an election. You know, Christmas is coming, Anasty. Yeah, I'll get her some of that. Find out what she wants, and I'll make an order from you. 46% of our paychecks go to taxes. Yeah, that's another thing, eh? That's if the mafia was doing that, they would call that racketeering, forcing people. You know, so the racketeers, that's what I call them, the racketeers. Well, we're the provocateurs. Remember, we're Nazis. We're racist, misogynist, expialidocious. He called that Trump. He said that about Trump, too. And it's so funny, man, to watch him the next day. Oh, me and Trump, we got a great relationship, this and that. Trump don't like you. You're a fool. You're a clown. It's time for you to go. Pack up the clown show and go. Yeah, they call us what they want. But then again, then they'll let a living Nazi into the House of Commons so they can all clap like seals. A living Nazi. Oh, you saw that video, Kevin O'Leary? You know what? I think Kevin O'Leary should be running in politics. He's the Canadian Trump for sure. He's a businessman, successful. He knows what he's doing. If Trump holds his words on no tax on overtime, oh yeah, or even in Vegas, no tax on tips. I was talking to friends down in Vegas last night, man, and they're ecstatic. Yeah, if they did that over here, no tax on overtime, I'd be doing all right. I make more in overtime every week than I do straight time. If I work 20 hours overtime per week, that's 60 hours a week. 20 hours of that is paid time and a half, no tax. Wow. Yeah, no tax on old age pension. They shouldn't be taxing old age pensions. They shouldn't be taxing people on fixed incomes like welfare or disability. But I think you get all that back at the end of the year. I'm not sure how it works. I'm not retired yet. Right? So, but they make you wait all year round. Like, I get some nice tax returns. I'm not going to complain when I get $4,000 or $5,000, $6,000 tax returns, but I got to put my money somewhere to get that, right? Rage Against Machine, double tax on retirement. Who is? I never heard that. Elderly shouldn't be paying property tax on their own home. Yeah, well, you can't get rid of the tax because some taxes pay for schools, pay for roads, pay for the police, pay for the fire, emergency responders, this and that, right? Marnie, hello, how are you today? So I'm just coming on ranting about the Canadian Liberals, how they think they're going to be able to negotiate a fair trade for Canada with Trump in power. It's not going to happen. Trump's going to slap them around like no tomorrow because they're weak. They don't have a clue. When you got Christina Freeland there, I negotiated the last Mexican-American trade deal for Canada, and she's on the verge of a fatal nervous breakdown. I can't wait for that to happen. Justin Trudeau, man, he's got to go, really. The longer he stays in, the worse it's going to get. For some reason, he thinks in his mind, his narcissistic mind, that we have a chance. We have a chance to bring the people back to the Liberal Party of Canada. Chance is gone. If anything's going to happen, you're going to stay in. The longer you stay in, the less seats you're going to have as a Liberal Party. You may not even have status. You and the NDP. It'll be a super majority over here like they never seen before. And CBC and CTV and Global, they can say whatever they want. You see In the U.S., the Democrats are all asking, what happened? What happened? We know what happened. Social media won. Mainstream media lost. They lied right up until they called the election. Well, we don't know what happened. The polls had us here. The polls are bullshit. You want a poll, go on social media. You'll get your poll. The polls for poll smokers. So when you see the polls where the Liberals, oh, we gained a couple seats here, you're gaining nothing. You're losing, you're going to lose large. And the NDP is going to go down with you, and hopefully the Greens too. Get rid of them all. Oh, the recording studio in Toronto last night. No, but I can't discuss it. I do know a little bit about it. I don't know who the shooters were. But, yeah, there was a shooting in Toronto. 14. Nobody hurt. Okay, nobody hurt, but they shot at the cops out of this recording studio. And there was gunfire by 14 different guns going off, blazing in the streets like something you'd never see. You'd never want to see, not in this country. But it's going on in this country. Right, they shot up the cop car. There's 2 cops in the car. Nobody hurt. No pedestrians, thank God. But this is what we have. This is Canada. Toronto started there's areas, no-go zones in Toronto. I don't know what Jane and Finch is like, but when I was a little bit younger, Jane and Finch was a no-go zone. Regent Park you didn't play around in. Right? There's a lot of no-go zones in Toronto. And that's wrong. You know, I love the military. And when the police can't handle what's going on, you bring in the military, clean it up. No-go zones? So, well, here, we'll put military here, personnel. If you're a Canadian citizen and you can't walk in neighborhoods in our country, then I think it's time for the military to come in to make safe so that you can walk in those neighborhoods. Yeah, over 100 shots fired. And they want to talk about is guns seized. Yeah, no injuries. Yeah, that's big news, man. That's really big news. Yeah, I'll never forget the Boxing Day shooting at Dundas Square there where Sariba, young girl, was murdered by a stray bullet. You know, they had a big shootout there, the Boxing Day shootout between gangs. It's getting out of control. It's ridiculous. Really, it is. It used to be awesome. Now it's scary as F. You know, it is. Windsor's getting worse. Hey, Canada RV. It was nice having beers with you the other night. Yeah, it's getting worse out there. The crime is off the charts. When you got over 100 shots being fired in Toronto and the police couldn't do nothing, they were right there. They couldn't do nothing but take bullets to their car. Houston, we have a problem. Now, I get it, Toronto's 4 million people, but there's no excuse for it. So I'm going to go punch in at work. I thought I'd come in and just talk about the environment with the Canadian government and the U.S. government. Trade's not going to... They don't even want to deal with this, with Doughhead. It's not going to happen. Imagine Christina Freeland negotiating trade. Brutal. Trump don't like him. Thinks he's a Nazi. Fascist. The son of you know who, Fidel Castro. I think that's awesome. So times are going to get better anyways. Isn't he? 100%. I think he is. You know, they could try and shut down all the social media. Now they want to try this crap with their censorship. It's not going to work. Trudeau's not going to be in there long enough to pass toilet paper to his friend Jagmeet Singh and vice versa. Right? He's done. They're all done. And I can't wait. I might take the day off of work and party once they call for an election. Once we have the vote. Shirley, hello, how are you doing? So I got to roll. I got to get into work. I got to make ends meet. Money's too tight to mention. And I seen a video the other day, yesterday actually, of a woman that makes over $100,000 a year, and she's struggling, and they broke it down, boom, 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 boom. I know exactly how she feels because I'm in the same predicament. My wife don't work because if she did go to work, I'm just going to pay more taxes anyways. So leave her home. It's tax shelter. I get to write her off, but I still got a son at home, and I make over 100 grand a year, and I'm still struggling. RDM is back tonight at 10. All right. So if you don't know what RDM is, that's Real Deal Media. Dean Ryan, he's got a great show over on Rumble. Check it out. It's called Real Deal Media. He does a lot of Canadian content for an American fella. I like Dean. Actually, I was in his documentary on the Whores of Havana, and I gave my point on the Whores of Havana. We know who that is. That's Justin Trudeau. Yeah, get to work. Stay healthy. I'm going to stay healthy. My wife made a huge pot of chicken noodle soup 2 nights ago, like probably 10 gallons. Okay, and I've almost eaten it all. And I'm eating it 3 times a day. I just love it. I love the carrots, the celery, the chicken, the spices. It's bomb. And I like it. Yeah, it's on Rumble. He's on Rumble. He's on YouTube too, yeah. But we watch on Rumble. We're in the chat over there. That's at 10 p.m. RDM, Real Deal Media. Yeah, check it out. And then we got Patriot Joe. He's another one. He's at 11. So right after Dean's show, we go over there. That's a great show, man. But if you go to Real Deal Media, well, he won't let us throw the link up for Patriot Joe. But check it out. I got to roll. Bye, guys.